I was convinced we were going to lose. And I was walking around Maria Hernandez Park in Bushwick, and I met a guy, and he was like, "Can I take a selfie?" And I was like, "Have you voted?" He was like, "I haven't voted." I was like, "What are you doing?" He said, "My polling site's at my mom's house. It's like a mile away." And I had a car with me that was taking me around from site to site, and I was like, "Get in the car. Get in the car." And I sent him in that car. And then I was alone in the park. But I was like, one vote, we got one vote. But then as I left the park, there was a young man who came over on his motorbike, stopped his motorbike, took his helmet off, said, "Can I get a selfie?" I said, "Have you voted?" He said, "I was told that I can only vote in presidential elections." I said, What are you talking about?" He said, "Someone told me the way I'm registered, I can only vote in I was like, "Let's look at your registration." He was a Republican. He was 18 years old, he was a Republican. And so I said, "You can't vote today, but you can vote in November." And I tell you this story because we have that same opportunity to bring more people in, beyond those that we think of. And so I ask you to knock on doors, I ask you to contribute, I ask you to see yourself in this movement and to build this movement with us. And to Albany, what I ask is what I will also offer, which is partnership. There are elected officials who have been in Albany at a time when we had a former governor who refused to even admit that the MTA was a state entity. We spent debates over who ran the MTA, not what we would do about the MTA. And so what I ask of Albany is what I already see present in that place. I see the potential for us to deliver this agenda. And I see the potential for us to look next year in July and see significant progress towards that agenda of affordability. Because those same priorities of taxing the wealthiest in New York or the most profitable corporations, delivering for the most working class, those are the priorities you will see in every single one-house budget coming out of the Assembly and the State Senate. What if they had a partner in City Hall that instead of fear-mongering was focused on delivering for the same working people we all represent? And I can tell you I am excited for Tin Cup Day. Because I have been living off just those 3 minutes I've been given. And if you're the mayor of New York City, you get a little bit more time. And it's an opportunity to build with people who've already put forward the ideas that we need to deliver on. And that's who I see in this crowd, and that's who I know I'll find in Albany, especially when we go to Shah's Halal, which is open until 3 a.m. And it sustained me many, many times when we are there for that legislative session.